Good morning, church. I'm Eddie, and today is President's Day. It's a day when we as a country can reflect on the leaders of this great nation. We're going to be reading Psalm 122 today, which was written by another great leader of a great nation, and that's David. So let's start in verse 1. It says, "I was glad when they said to me, 'Let us go into the house of the Lord. Our feet have been standing within your gates, O Jerusalem.'" So Psalm 122 is considered a song of ascents. And what that means is that it was a song that the Israelites would have sang as they made their pilgrimage to the city of Jerusalem to worship the Lord. And as you can see in verse 2, David has already entered the gates of Jerusalem. And the city of Jerusalem, the meaning of that name actually translates literally to city of peace. So let's continue on, and it says, "Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together, where the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, to the testimony of Israel, to give thanks to the name of the Lord. For thrones are set there for judgment, the thrones of the house of David." So what you see there in verse 4 is that there was representatives from all the tribes of Israel there. So this had a big meeting of all of the nation's leaders together there to pray and give thanks to the Lord. So what's one of the things that David has them do? Well, it goes on down here to verse 6. It says, "Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they prosper who love you. Peace be within your walls, prosperity within your palaces. For the sake of my brethren and companions, I will now say, peace be within you." So he has them pray for peace and prosperity. Well, and that word prosperity in the original Hebrew is salah, which actually better translates into English as rest. And so when I read that, can't help but think about all of the unrest going on in our nation today. After having gone through COVID and the way the economy is right now and all the division that's going on in this country and the wickedness, I can't help but wonder, what if our own leaders were taking a pilgrimage or making the steps towards peace and prosperity? Where would they go? How would they find that? Well, Jesus says in John 16:33, "In me you have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And in Matthew 11:26, he says, "Come to me, all ye who labor and are heavy laden. I will give you rest." And I can't help but also think about how many times Jesus tells us to get up and walk, or to follow him. If only our great leaders of this country would just focus on Jesus and walk towards him. So my prayer for you today on this President's Day is that you pray for our leaders, that they might take those steps towards Christ and find peace and rest for this nation, and that they will have the heart to do like it says in verse 9. And at the end here, it says, "Seek your good." That would mean to seek God's goodness and his will for this country. I love you guys. Have a great day.